Off they go, bags in tow. Matt and Chrissy hit the road. Maps unfold, stories.
G'day, it's Matt here from Couple of Sitters. Chrissy's on the camera again doing a great job, and I'm out here with Alison. You've got an amazing looking strawberry patch going on here.
This is a second year plants. There's 3,000 or close to 3,000 plants in this plot. A few deaths, give or take 20 or 30. I've also got blackberries in the background over there, and where the tarps are is where I'm going to put strawberries in May. And I've got raspberries, but they've had a hard time because of all the rain we had to have them heaped up and they've drowned. So I've got a small patch over on the dam wall, which I will dig up in the winter and find another location. So I'm still looking, because I'm only 60 metres wide and 200 metres long. So I'm still trying to find a place that's ultimate for them to go, because they need enough sun to flower and fruit, but not too much western sun. Everything gets too hot if they get too much western sun.
So how long have you been growing the berries for?
So this would be the end of the fourth season. So the first year I had 2,000 in for 2 years. And then what happens is you rotate them every 2 years. Some people rotate them every year, but here in the cooler climate, we managed to get them out for 2 years. So these ones will come out this year. So that's a really big job, digging up the plastic. And I'm going to try a no-dig method. I'm just gathering my materials at the moment, thinking about my location and how I'm going to build up the beds and what I'm going to put in them and how that's going to look. And then they'll turn up in May. The plants come from Victoria as little tiny rootstock, and then we'll pop them in the ground. And then hopefully come October, November, they'll start sprouting and get some fruit. They'll be in for another 2 years, and this patch will get rested, and then they'll go up there. So I'm going down to 2,000 because 3,000 is about 700 too many for me to manage on my own and pick. So I've decided I'd just cut it back a bit. So I will keep a few of these at the other end, which are looking really healthy. And so I'll have, I don't know, maybe 2,300 or something. It's enough for one person, a couple of days a week.
Busy. Yeah.
It does. Yeah. It does.
So we noticed this morning when we were down at the market that you'd already cleaned out of all of your stock.
Yes.
The table was empty.
It was. That happens every week.
Yeah. So look, if you're after decent strawberries and you're in Orange and you're down at the market, get there early.
Yes, 8 o'clock we start at 8, and I'm usually there by 8 or sometimes 15:15 if I haven't quite got everything picked off, and there's a few, because they seem to ripen overnight. So sometimes I'll pop down here at 6:30 in the morning and pick another row, or just run up and down and pick anything else that's ripe, so that then maybe I have an extra half a kilo and someone who's desperate for some would come in and get some. But the market has been fabulous. It's a fabulous place to get fresh fruit and vegetables, and I've been going since November 22 when it started. People are coming in now and doing their groceries, which is the most amazing feeling, because people bring their grocery bags, they buy their fruit and vegetables, they come in with intent to leave with some great fresh fruit and vegetables.
And it's every Saturday, which makes it easy for them to fit into their schedule and develop a routine around.
Yes.
It's a brilliant little setup.
And so they can still do kids sport, because we're open from 8 till 1, except the strawberries won't usually be there much past 10:30. Generally, even if I have 25 kilos, they're still gone really fast. So,
that's great. It's really testament to the fact that you've got some great fruit.
Yes, it works really well, and the vibe is great, and there's some beautiful people coming in and sharing what they've done with them or how they've stored them. Some people ask me what to do with their own strawberries, so we just have a bit of a chat, and then they come back and like, oh my gosh, they're flowering, they just needed a water.
There you go. So not only are you giving great fruit, you're giving great advice as well.
Well, it's sort of direction. We won't go with advice, we'll just say it's direction. This year, previously we've been spraying with general fertilisers, insecticides, pesticides that most strawberry farmers use. In October last year, I decided that I would try this year without. I actually haven't used any insecticide on this property, on these strawberries this season. They've had organic fertiliser through banana skins, worm castings. I'm just trying anything. The learning curve is rather steep. But look, they're still alive, so I figured if they're still alive since October, I'm trying all this and they still taste good, it's a really good journey. So strawberries are part of the dirty dozen. So when it rains, they fill with water. When you spray them, I'm assuming they fill with whatever you're being sprayed with. Yeah. So that only occurred to me sort of in the last 2 years as we cut back, and then I just went, forget it, I'm just not going to do it. Loads of interesting bugs in the patch now, like things that I've never seen down here. The other day I found a big yellow lady beetle, quite a big lady beetle. There are also lizards, and I had a snake in there the other day, which was a little bit of a shock. Birds are down here, the magpies are in here. I've got a magpie, if you follow me on Facebook, the strawberry lady at Borenore. There's a magpie who comes down here and sits on one of these posts and just supervises. So he's my supervisor. I guess it's one of those things. I use compostable packaging. I just really want to be aware of that. It's the same with the blackberries. They're just finished now, but their packaging, they're not sprayed. They're only fertilised with organic fertiliser that's certified organic. So I'm not certified organic, but I don't want to use.
Yeah, you're leaning towards the right side of things.
Yes.
Yeah, great.
So working on the compost side now. So I've got spinach and beans growing in this aisle, and there's some lettuce further down. There's marigolds, which are really good for companion planting and for bringing in bees. There's spinach over there as well. There's more beans up the top. Strawberries don't like tomatoes. Yeah, you mustn't grow strawberries after you've grown tomatoes. They have the same disease in the soil. That's a soil-borne disease that just, I can't get rid of it. Some of them might be lacking some nutrients as well, but they were fertilised yesterday, so we'll just see what happens. But there's plenty more flowers coming up. There's a few bees in there. Yes. I have some blue-banded bees up at the house it's in salvia, so I really want to bring some salvia down there, because if I've got the natives bees coming in, I would love to have the native bees down here. So I've got a garden along there that's intended to make it a permanent flower bed to bring bees. I've got an experimental patch up the top that's only ever been under paper and hay, and they're actually different taste. They're sweeter and they haven't been watered. I didn't have them in irrigation until about 6 weeks ago. I put them in irrigation. Prior to that they hadn't been, and they were still really good. Hardly any bugs in them. So this is a nice healthy plant. See how all this stuff here, I've taken all that off, and that's a new growth. Once they flower, then all this comes out, just so that you can get the air in amongst them. So on the odd occasion, look at the size of that.
Wow.
Someone's already had a munch.
Yeah.
So that'd be just a slug, or I've got a little black beetle, but that's a pretty decent sized strawberry.
That is.
So this variety is a little bit different to the other variety. It's not quite as sweet. They're in the same space, they're just not as sweet as the other ones. So the other ones, they're sweeter.
Thank you so much, Alison.
Thank you.